Saturday night. All right, we all know what's going on tonight, so let's see if I get a computer screen up here, and if you guys give me some 5x5s as I try to peek over the camera here so I can see the computer. Grammy Lawrence is 5x5. I'm still not seeing my screen. Harbor Prepper, Healthy Disrespect, Pennsylvania Mama Bear. Whoops, and I, of course, forgot that part again, like I do all the time. All right. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of 5x5, so good. Welcome, everybody, from a exhausted host to you guys. Happy Saturday. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. It's been a long day. Went with Mr. and Mrs. Mountaintop Preps down into Knoxville this morning to go to the farmer's market to start out, which was quite interesting. Now, again, you're talking a farmer's market downtown, concrete jungle. It was kind of interesting seeing all the millennials running around with their little bags and, not following directions and, places specifically no dogs beyond this point, yet people be walking their dogs or doing whatever, rules for thee and not for me. But what I got a real kick out of, they had it split up into one side was organic and one side was non-organic, right? The people on the non-organic side were charging it at the same amount, if not more, than the people on the organic side. Figure that one out. Okay, don't know. But I did get a kick out of how proud some people were of their produce. A couple of things we saw. There was one stand selling corn for 75 cents an ear. There was one place that had meat, was selling ground beef for $9.50 a pound. Okay, yeah, sign me up. Saw tomatoes, $3, $3.50 a pound. Okay. And there was one guy who was selling his tomatoes for $6 a pound. I'm like, damn, you're really proud of those vegetables. Jalapenos were 3 peppers for $1. Going, I like to pay my electric bill off of what's still in my garden. Just interesting. But so that was the start of the day, and then we came on back home, and all 4 of us, the 2 of them, me and Mrs. P, decided to do some training today. So it was knife throwing and axe throwing today. So we were doing that, which was fun and training again. Everybody kind of getting used to how to do this. If you ever tried knife throwing and axe throwing, it ain't as easy as it looks, guys. So, but, good, quiet weapons that you can have. So something that we were working on there. And then, of course, it was come back home, and I spent the rest of the day busting up pallets to make more planters for next year. Because, as you guys know, this is the time where I will say every year, as you're starting to put the gardens to bed, you still got a fall garden with a couple of things in there, but you're cleaning stuff up. This is the time to build your infrastructure for next year. So, so I'm working on building more planters so we can expand garden space and, maybe about 2x2 boxes, and we'll grow things in that, like some carrots, some lettuce. Mrs. P wants arugula, so some of that sort of stuff in there, which will be somewhat decorative, but also food, which I think next year is going to be real important. So that was it. So I'm beat. Go on, 18 hours by the time we're done today. So yes, if the eyes look a little tired, that's why. And I promise you this, as soon as we are done here, my head is hitting the pillow because it'll be 4 o'clock in the morning and when I get up again. So that is that. One piece of news that I wanted to give you, it's good news for a change. I mean, it's Saturday, not a whole lot happens. But first one comes out of Burke County, North Carolina. And same story comes out of Kenosha, Wisconsin today. So for those in those areas, you might know these stories already. The good guy with a gun stopped the bad guy with a gun. A couple of home invasions today that the home invaders went out, and their next stop was the county morgue. So, and of course you have a few people that are, oh, why did you have to shoot him? Oh, I don't know. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to sleep and somebody comes into my house. I'm not asking questions. Okay. 3 o'clock in the morning. The only people that are supposed to be in my house are me and Mrs. P. Anybody else there, guaranteed, is not invited. So yes, I totally agree with these people. But so we'll see what happens. But I mean, in one of them, in the North Carolina case, you actually had uh, the intruder find a gun as he broke in the house and pointed it at the homeowner, and the homeowner just had another one there. Heard the break in, grabbed a gun. Guy came into the bedroom and pointed the gun at the homeowner, and the homeowner said, "See ya," and that was it. Probably a little cleanup in aisle 6 in the morning, but I think he's okay. So, good news: 2 less Biden voters for next year. Yeah, there you go. If you're new to the channel, get used to that. If you're a liberal, trust me, you ain't going to get any love from me here. So, all right, so let's go back to the reality. But that was the only thing I wanted to touch on here real quick. And what we got? 2,300 people in here at the moment. I hope everybody has a cocktail. I'm doing another Leinenkugel here. It's warm by now because I'm nursing this thing because I'm tired. But I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to relax and have a beer. That was it. It's like, all right, we'll go. All right, so let's see. What are we at? 9:05. Are you guys ready? Should we start, or should we give a couple people a couple more minutes? Don't tell me. I mean, we can flip this over. And Great Lakes Survival says start. Okay. All right. So let me remind everybody the rules on this thing as again, and we've been pretty good about this. The winner must be present to win. We run into that about every other time. Somebody's not here. Okay. If somebody's not here, and I give everybody 3 minutes after I draw their name. Now, granted, I know we have a 2-minute timeout in the comments. So what I'm asking everybody is when we draw the name, I'm asking everybody this. Please, please, please refrain from making any comments. Give the winner a chance to say they're here, because that's all they got to do is say I'm here, and that's it. They got to announce their presence. But the mods and me can't be going through trying to read everything, trying to catch that name real quick. So we want to make sure that we can see it. So please, once I draw the name, everybody cease and desist on making comments for a couple of minutes. So yes, must be present to win. The winner must live in the contiguous 48. I'm sorry, those are not my rules. That's where Elliot can ship. I mean, this is $1,000 prize or whatever it is. I apologize to the people in Alaska and Canada and Hawaii and everything like that. They're giving it away. They got to pay the postage. I go by what they ask. So, qualified entries. When I draw a name, the comment must have this no questions, the state in which you live and your 2 current sitting senators. And you must be correct. Okay. If I know them, which I know a lot of them, I will be fine. If I don't, because there are states I don't know the senators from, I will go look them up, and we will see who wins. Okay, so that is it. State your 2 senators, and you got to be here. So, with that being said, let's flip the computer over and flip the screen over here, and then we will do the old try to blow it up, which is always tough. There we go. Actually, I might have done that not too bad tonight. So let's see if we can adjust the camera a little. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have in there the video from the other day. That was the only place that you can enter. Again, I've had people try to enter via email. Sorry, that doesn't work. You have to enter in the comments every time. That's how I do it. It's the only way I can pull them random. So here it is. So I'm going to click fetch. And we do not include replies, so it has to be an original comment, like I've always said, and everybody gets 1 entry, so no duplicates. So we will continue, and let's see how many entries we have this week. Or this time. I won't say this week, because sometimes it seems like we do these every week, but not quite that often. But I know we will have another one coming up here in the next or 3 weeks at least. So we're over 2,000. Let's see, are we going to make it to 3? No, 2,905. All right. Gang, are you ready? Let's see if we got it. I will click the winner. Doink. And I will wait a second because I know you guys are on a 5-second delay or something like that. And the winner is Grandma Prepper 2022, South Carolina, Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham. I know that is correct. Thank you for all you do. Grandma Prepper 2022, are you in the house? It is 9:10, so you have until 9:13 to announce your presence. Grandma Prepper 2022. Let me flip this over. There we go. Let's see. Grandma Prepper 2022. I hate when people aren't here because I always know somebody is going to watch the live stream. There she is. I see Grandma Prepper 2022 with a hello as the comment. Congratulations. You have won yourself a Delta 1300. What I will need you to do, Grandma Prepper, is email me. My email address is below in the description of the video. You'll see it down there. Pinballpreparedness@protonmail.com. I need you to email me your name, full physical mailing address. Well, that sends everything out FedEx, so can't go to a P.O. box, and your phone number. I will get that over to Elliot Monday morning, and they usually ship out midweek. So by the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, you will have a brand new Delta 1300 solar generator in your house. Congratulations. All right, let me rearrange the setup here, and we will get into the normal stuff of Q&A. So, all right, folks, so now that we get into this, if you are new here, welcome to a live stream. What Tuesday nights and Saturday nights are is this is all about you guys. This is not, I do enough ranting and raving and talking during the week on all the other videos. This is a chance for you to ask me questions or, and probably just as important, ask each other questions. I don't have all the answers. Never profess to, not going to say I do. Not going to try to fake it till I make it, all right? If I don't have the answer, I'll pretty much bet somebody else who's in chat here does. There's some extremely knowledgeable people in here. I mean, on all walks of life. I don't care if it's on raising chickens or rabbits, how to grow mushrooms, you know, how to reload ammunition, whatever would be. There's a boatload of information in everybody's head here. I encourage everybody to pick each other's brains. This is what we're here for, is to learn from each other. So if you're new, welcome. That's kind of what we do. What I do ask of everybody, there's 2,100 people in here right now. There's one of me, okay? And I will go back this down to 60 seconds on the slow mode so you guys have a chance here to ask questions. Don't want to get too bad. But what I will ask is, if you have a question for me, please put it in all caps, just like every other YouTuber does out there. That way I can sort through the comments quicker and figure out what's directed at me. But like I said, feel free to have conversations amongst yourselves. Please just keep that in lowercase. Okay. What I do require on this channel, if you guys watched this morning's video, and you know I've got to say this every once in a while because we always get the less than desirables in here. I do require that we treat each other with respect. It is perfectly acceptable to disagree with each other. Okay, I don't expect anybody to agree with me all the time. You know, I'm not going to agree with you all the time. That's fine. But when you start out with your comment like, Pinball, you're an idiot, or Pinball, you're an asshole, you get a one-way ticket to Pink Slipsville. Okay, that's it. Okay. Plenty of you guys have differing opinions on stuff than me. There are people in here who are liberal. There are people who are Biden supporters and whatever. And they still come back, even as rude as I am to liberals in general. they still come back, which is fine. And they make their point, and I make my point, and we move on. But if you want to be rude, please go somewhere else. This is not the channel for you. This is not a conspiracy theory channel. Okay, we're not going to argue on, who shot JFK, or, whether or not Elvis is still alive, or the moon landing was faked, or anything like that. That's not what this channel is about. There's enough channels on YouTube you can go watch if you want to talk about that crazy stuff. I deal with facts here, okay? Sometimes facts can turn out to be wrong. I get that, okay? But I'm not gonna start going into these off the wall, out there things. Now, I'm not saying all conspiracies. There's some facts we know aren't true, i.e., the origins of everything we got to deal with in 2020. We all knew what that was. That wasn't a conspiracy theory. Okay, that was common sense. But just saying. So, all right. So, guys, I would ask that everybody please respect the moderators too. They do a hell of a job in here. And I wanted to say thank you to all of them. Though we did lose one moderator, North Shore has decided to take some time off of YouTube. He's having medical issues and things like that. He emailed me earlier this week that he's going to step back from YouTube for a while. So keep him in your prayers. But thank you again to Mamie K, Robert Bates, Lucky Dame, Jacob, Cat Lady, Life, and Lorna for taking time out of their Saturday night to keep the riffraff out of here and go from there. So, all right. So that being said, let us get into Q&A, and I will go to the top, or as close as I can get to the top, and we will see what we got. And I want to acknowledge that Short Bus 68. Thank you for the super chat. Uses for metal barrels besides burn barrels or stoves. One thing I could say you use them for very well is cover. Fill them with sand. If you got there, now you have a barrier that you're not. I mean, you fill a 55-gallon drum with sand, you aren't putting a 50 cal through that. Okay. I mean, you've got what, 2.5 feet of width through there. You have a very good firing position to be made from that. There's something there. I wouldn't say water, because again, it can rust, and where you're getting the barrels from, I don't know. Storing gasoline, it's a good thing you do in there. Obviously, you've got to do something in the way of get the gasoline out, but I've showed you guys before the little handheld pump that, battery operated pump that I've got. That would work great for there. If you want to use it to bury something in, you can go through, dig a hole. I mean, a 55-gallon drum isn't light, but you could certainly use that as a underground crypt, if you will, to keep, I don't know, rifles or something like that, bigger things that you want to bury. Go in with some silicone on there, so hit the seams of it with some silicone. You'll be fine with that. Okay, so just different ideas to think about. But yeah, there's many uses for a metal burn barrel, or a metal barrel besides a burn barrel. Okay, let's get back to the top and see what we got here. So we got all the congratulations. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. My eyes are tired. There we go. Okay, now let's see where we were. Mainly Maximus. Do I have to worry about frost lines where we live? A little bit. We do get a frost line down to about 3 inches here. It's not terribly deep, but yeah, we do get temperatures down in the winter. We'll get a few days down in the teens. At least since I've been here. I mean, I've only been here for what, 19, 20, three winters. So it will get cold. I'm not out there with ski cap and scarf and face mask and everything like that. We don't have blizzards or anything. Suppose we could, okay, but we haven't had one since I've been here. Silver Possum, can you grow garlic in pots? I'm an 8B. I don't see why you couldn't grow them in pots. 8B. And again, I live in 6B, so I can't tell you there. But yeah, I don't see any reason why you can't grow them in pots. The thing is, alliums, which garlic is one of them, prefer, you can plant garlic in the spring, don't get me wrong, but they prefer, so do onions, prefer to have that winter chill. So for me here, the best time is after my first frost. So somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving is usually a good time to plant. 8B, I'm not exactly sure where that is, but obviously that's a couple of zones south of me. So I'm figuring you're probably down on the Gulf Coast or southern Texas or something like that. You might not even have a frost date. Uh, but at that point, like I said, spring planting. But yeah, try them in pots. Shouldn't be a problem. Depending on the size of the pot too, you don't have to put one in a pot. I mean, if you've got a 12-inch pot, you could probably get 7 in there, 2, 3, 2 row, because I mean they're alliums. It's just like an onion. It's one tall stalk and the bulb underneath. That's it. It's not like they spread out. Virginia Williams, can you put human hair around your fence to keep animals at bay? Yes. However, it's not the, I mean, it's not the greatest solution by any means. Okay. The first problem is unless you work at a barbershop or know somebody there, you're not going to get that much hair. Okay. Uh, you can do it, but the smell in it is not powerful enough that it's going to deter too much. So there's a lot better solutions than putting human hair there. I mean, I'll give you a good one. If you can get a male dog to pee on your fence, that's 10 times better. Okay. Let's see. New channel. Are you doing some fall planting? And if so, what? I am in Middle Tennessee. Well, no. I had planted some cabbage seedlings and I never got around to getting them in the ground. I mean, I'm still dealing with this garage and stone and all sorts of stuff. I mean, I'm going crazy trying to project manage stuff around here, trying to get things done before the world goes to shit. So I am at the point I've got one more cantaloupe on my plant. I picked 2 of them today. And I think the only thing left in my garden at this point, well, I do have daikon radishes. That's my fall crop there. But those went in late July. But my peppers are going nuts. But I think the only thing I've got left, oh, and zucchini's still growing. But zucchini, my 5 different kinds of peppers, and daikon radishes, that's all I got going on. What you can plant now, radishes is about it. And I mean, I'm assuming your Middle Tennessee is going to be about the same zone. I mean, our first frost date here is about a month away. So you need something that can handle a frost. Maybe you could do peas, but now you're really pushing it, to hope that you can harvest something before Thanksgiving. You might be able to around here. I mean, we've had warm Thanksgivings, we've had cold Thanksgivings, but anything that you're doing right now is a 50-50 shot, whether it makes it or not. K-Rec, is there a financial or economic channel on YouTube that you like that I like to listen to? No. Reason being is, and again, this comes a lot because I have the experience in the industry, okay? And I'd rather read I mean, I don't want to hear CNBC. I don't want to hear Fox Business. I don't want to hear their opinion. I want to see the facts, the numbers, see what the earnings report comes out, that sort of stuff. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I mean, I'm well versed in how to do all that and analyze it myself. I don't need to listen to some guy who's a journalist, has never worked in the finance industry a day in his life telling me what's going on. So, and then as for YouTube, I mean, I know people have said there's a couple of good ones out there, but again, I, I'm trying not to sound arrogant by any means on this one. If I found somebody that knew more than I do, I'd listen to them, but I haven't run across that yet. Okay. And again, I'm not trying to be arrogant about it. It's just there's a whole lot of fake it till you make it people on YouTube, on the mainstream media who write articles, do whatever, and I mean, I'll catch a lot of these that they completely have something backwards in it. And, I can't listen to that. Diane Sydney, what zone am I in? I'm in 6B. Lori Wells, sorry I'm late. Had to make my son a birthday cake. Well, happy birthday to your son, and no worries. We had our winner chosen, first person, and she was here. So, Prep Rebel, where did I buy my fedora? I don't remember. I've had this thing for 30 years. Okay, I don't even remember the store I got it. So, it was somewhere in Chicago, I think. That's the best I can tell you. I don't remember. KKR, will I do a video showing knife and axe throwing? We were going to. Mountaintop Preps took a picture of me with the target and stuff like that today. I was going to take a video of it and show all four of us doing it, but yeah, I mean, I'll get out there one time and show you guys what we're doing here. So, but I was going to today, and then we're having a couples competition, doing this, so that was kind of fun. So, didn't want to lose the focus. And yes, before you ask, it was a 2-2 tie. So yes, we won two rounds. They won 2 rounds. So yes, nobody did better than the other. Gizmo, is the country living grain mill worth the investment? I'm not sure. I did the one review on the grain mills. God, was this probably a year ago? And that was one that I had borrowed. I'm not the expert on grain mills, guys. So there's definitely somebody who knows more about it than me. So I'm not the one to ask that question. Adobe Ferrar. You're right. See, I forgot. So I told you I was tired. Now the microphone's there. Hopefully, maybe you can hear me a little bit better. Okay. But you are correct. I didn't have the microphone on. It was sitting right next to me, but still. Okay. And okay. Okay, I got to go back up to the top and shot me to the bottom here. That's the problem. Okay, where are we? Okay. Lady, because electric is high, is it worth running the dehydrator? Received my EcoFlow 1300. Yeah. I mean, I'll give you this. If you just got your 1300, hook up your 1300 outside to your solar panel and run your dehydrator off of that. It'll pull the juice. That's the 1300 will do that fine, no problem. But again, there's no end in sight for electricity rates to come down, but you're gonna need food. So I mean, it's suck it up and put it away if you can. But I mean, if the money's tight, but you got your 1300, charge it with solar and then use it to run your dehydrator. Get creative. You can use multiple preps together. So, go in there. Okay. What is my EDC knife? Can I show it? I carry a, why can't I think of the name of the O knife, little pocket knife that I had reviewed a year and a half ago or whatever it would be. I do not carry a fixed blade knife at this point. Okay. But, the O knife is a very good knife. So, no, I could show it, but then I got to go run to the other side of the house and go get it. And I don't have it on me right now. And no, I'm not carrying knives and everything as I'm sitting in the house. Okay. My gun's handy and that's good enough. I should not need to use a knife in my house at that point. I've got major problems. Booktube Becca, when is the latest you'd start a fall garden? I'm in zone 8. 60 days prior to your last frost date. I mean, and again, it depends on the crop. I mean, you can get radishes in 45 days, and radishes can handle some cold weather. You can get some cabbages in 60 to 65 days, and they can handle some cold weather. Peas can handle a little bit of snow. It's not the handling part, it's they have to grow, and they're not going to grow if the temperatures are too cold. So usually 60 days before your last or your first frost date is the cutoff. But again, you're in zone 8. I don't even know if you have a frost date. So you could be fine. But, I don't know every zone. I can't tell you. Tracy B, do I can any pickled pepper relish? Looking for a good tangy recipe for sandwich topping. No, we don't make any pepper relish out of it. I mean, between making the stuffed peppers out of the bell peppers, eating a lot of them fresh. I mean, before we started, I was eating a pepper. And then, the rest of them we will pickle. Some get frozen, or used in recipes or whatever, like jalapenos get used in chili, obviously. But now, fresh or pickled is what we do. We don't make any relishes out of them. I don't know. The condiment side of stuff, we don't make a whole lot of. I mean, I know people talk about making ketchup and things like that. I want something that's going to be a little bit more of a meal than a condiment for an SHTF event, for what I'm going to use my shelf space for. So, again, that's just me. Leanne Crochet, gotta love it. Do you think I can persimmons the way you did your sweet potatoes? I grow a crunchy variety. I do not know. I have never grown persimmons in my life, and certainly have never canned them. So that would definitely be a question that I would put to Lisa on Sutton's Days, or maybe Keto Homestead with Jess. I mean, maybe Patera would even know it. She was talking about persimmons the other day on her video, so it's possible that she might know too, but I've never grown persimmons in my life. I don't know if I've ever eaten one. Happy to see. Are my sweet potatoes sweet when you can them on the day of harvest instead of curing first? Yeah, I mean, I ate a couple of them after we boiled them, and they were sweet. They weren't the super sweet that you'll have if you cure them, but I'm putting sugar in I'm putting it in a syrup, so it's going to infuse all that sweetness from the sugar too. I mean, it's just the way I've done it. They always taste great. And then what do we do with today? We melt marshmallows over the top of it. Trust me, they're sweet. So we're fine there. What vegetables in garden need wood ash? Anything that is going to need potassium, okay, potash, except do not use wood ash where you plant your potatoes, okay? Wood ash will give potatoes scab, and you don't want to do that. But I mean, you don't want to overdo the wood ash, but if you've got some wood ash, go out and sprinkle it over your garden. I'd say maybe a cup for every 10 square feet would be plenty. Okay, you don't want to overdo it. Okay, if you've got extra wood ash, dump it in your compost pile. It's great in your compost pile too. Okay, the trough farmer. What solar panel should be used with the Delta 1300? You can use any of them. That's one of the beauties about the EcoFlow product, is you're not required to use theirs. So I mean, if you want to buy hard panels at Harbor Freight, they'll work. If you've got Blue Eddy panels already, they'll work, okay? The ones I like, and I've talked about many times, are the 12 CVAN 120 watt panels. The 1300 will take up to 400 watts of input, so I can hook up to 3 of those panels with it to get as close as I can to full input. If you get 160 watt panels, you could use 2 of them. You could do 160 watt and 220 watt panels, and get right to that 400 or whatever. The one nice thing I like about the EcoFlow product, or one of the many nice things, is that you aren't stuck to using just their product. It works with other stuff too. So what should be used, any of them will work. What one do I like? I like the portables for my 1300, for the simple reason is that, in my opinion, is a portable generator, and if I've got a bug out, I can take that with me. You guys know I've got a couple of Delta Pros too. Those things weigh over 100 pounds. I wouldn't necessarily call that portable, even though it's on wheels. But I mean, when I was out tearing apart pallets today with a reciprocating saw, I took my Delta Pro out there, plugged the recip saw in there, and I was cutting them up with that thing. Okay? It's a lot easier than hauling around an extension cord. So, because this was all the way on the back of the property where I got pallets, and that way I don't have to carry things around. So, Honeybee update, railroad update. Okay, the latest I have heard is there are 3 unions who are not ratifying this tentative agreement, and I don't remember the date, if it was the 26th or the 29th, but the strike is still tentatively pending. So, yeah, that one ain't a done deal. Great. Now I just saw. Nope. I'm sorry. Moonlight Gardener, thank you for the super chat. I will bounce this. When do I start your seedlings for next year's garden? Depends on the plant. I will start my earliest seedlings the end of January. And again, I had a list. I still have the list. I'll do, down in the description here is the link to freesteading that I told you about there. I will go this evening and attach my list. Okay, you got to remember, this is for zone 6B. So you're going to have to adjust it for your zone. But when I start each one of my respective plants, you can look at it there. It's not going to be the same for everybody. Okay, you live in Caribou, Maine. You are not going to be starting planting seedlings in January. Trust me. You're still going to be digging out from 6 feet of snow. So, all right. Let's get back up to the top. And okay, D-Freak, our peas are 3 inches tall and putting out a ton of peas already. Jeez. Big peas. Okay, yeah, you're not going to be, they're not going to be able, I doubt you're going to get mature peas in those, just because the plants aren't strong enough for them. I would probably say pick off those pea pods that you're already getting and eat those in a stir fry. They're fine, okay? But let the plant get a little bit of strength. My prepper journey. My pepper leaves are turning yellow. Is it a fertilizer issue? If so, what do you recommend? It's the end of the season. I've got ones that are turning yellow, starting to wilt, everything. Again, we're starting to get cold weather. Peppers like hot temperatures. Okay. When we're getting down in the 40s and 50s at night, peppers do not like that. They're at end of life. So yeah, it's not, there's nothing you're going to change that. It's just the end of the season. Garden Matic 81. I put used cat litter down a groundhog entrance under my shed, but he dug another. Oh, God. Yum. Jay Myers, can you dehydrate meat in the oven if you don't have a dehydrator? No. See, here's the thing. A dehydrator does not work with heat. It's just pulling the moisture. Well, it does, but I mean it's a very low heat. You're talking about 130 to 150 degrees. You're gonna be lucky if you can get your stove or your oven to go that low. Uh, you could try it, but depending on your stove, it might be difficult. But you can try it. You know, meat. I'd give it a shot. Okay. But I'd try on a small scale and make sure, it's something that, okay, if I ruin this, I'm gonna do, don't take a, whole brisket or something like that and go, okay, I'm gonna do it this way. You don't want to waste that. Uh, Sheila Smith, oil lamps. Can I make one with trap wire rope and olive oil? I don't know what trap wire is. And yeah, I, I don't know because I don't know what trap wire is. Uh, Keystone Prepper, have I already planted garlic or should that be later in the year? No, I've got another 6 to 10 weeks to do it between Halloween and Thanksgiving for me. To do. Prepper, wherever I got the fedora, awesome hat. Thank you. I like it. My head hasn't grown in 30 years, which is another good thing. Angela Donestrug, where do you get your knives and axes for throwing? Some gun stores will have them. Some of the bigger sporting goods places. I mean, the ones I have are made by Smith and Wesson. So I will tell you this: axes are a lot easier to throw than knives, guys. I'm just telling you. You got 3 points of contact on a. I mean, not these professional ones where the guys are doing it. 3 points of contact on an axe, 1 point of contact on a knife. So, but yeah, I mean, go to a. I don't go to Dick's. Okay, I can't support Dick's. But Sportsman's Warehouse or something like that, you'll be able to find them there. And some gun stores will have them. But like I said, the ones I have are made by Smith and Wesson. So, but I resemble Popcorn Sutton. Nope, sorry, I'm not a moonshiner. Kathleen Maddox, what's the best affordable purification system? Berkey seems high money. I know this is always the controversy. Some people swear by the Berkey, some people swear by the Alexa Pures. Again, it's something that you got to realize what your source possibly could be. Okay. And I mean, could you get away with just boiling the water? Maybe. Okay. Could you boil the water and run it through a zero water? Okay. That's my plan until the Berkey comes. Why? Because the lake here that is here is the source of fresh water for like half of Tennessee. Now, if you live in Flint, Michigan, I'd probably say have a Berkey. Okay. But, depending on where you are, depending on the water quality you already have, will tell you what you need. Boiling and a zero water, I think, are probably good for 95% of the people. If your water is sludge, then get something better. Again, remember, if you're bugging out, you're going to be using a life straw or something like that. I mean, that's not a Berkey either, but those work fine too. So, Patty Hansen, my country living grain mill is awesome. Invested in the motor, lots of money, but well worth it. Okay. Jay Myers, if you're throwing knives, try an ice pick. Okay. Let's see. Phyllis Milligan, what is my gut feel on the railroad strike potential? My gut feel is it's going to happen. For the simple reason is in the information that I've been able to gather, either from some of you, from other sources, we'll just leave it at that. The employees of the union employees are, they're sick of this, and they're getting worked to death. They're not getting, can't take a day off to go to mom's funeral, can't call in sick. It's like, oh, if you're going to call in sick, well, we might not need you back. It might cost you your job. I mean, that's the crap these guys are going through, and nobody deserves to be treated like that. And again, remember, we're not talking about an industry that's got a boatload of employees. It's only got like 110,000 employees across the country. You start losing a few of them, there's not a whole lot of people to backfill that job. So, that gets hairy too. But if you're asking for my gut feeling is they go on strike. T-Spin, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. All right, let's go back up here. Back to questions. Indiana Mom, opinion on aluminum case defense ammo. Again, you're asking for my opinion. All right. I don't like steel case ammo. I'm certainly not buying aluminum case ammo. I want brass. I mean, if I had to run steel or aluminum through, I would. Okay. I want brass. And while I can get it, I will get it. But non-brass ammo, let's put it that way, is very dirty. And the AR-15 is not a platform that handles being dirty all that well. Now, an AK will run on fine on steel, okay? Because, I mean, you could drag an AK through the mud and it'll still fire, okay? An AR-15 will not. So, and I'm an AR guy, so it's brass. Kimberly House, I got a 4-stack mesh sock holder to dry my herb seeds and leaves in. Works great inside or outside. There you go. Jeremy Reeves, should I get a dual fuel generator or a solar generator like the 1300 for a first backup generator? Well, I'll ask you a question. How important is OPSEC to you? I mean, if you live on 200 acres out in the middle of Wyoming, and there's nobody within 3 miles of you, you can probably get away with the dual fuel generator. If you got people that are going to hear anything around you, I go solar. Because I will tell you this, the first time when the power's out for a week and somebody hears a generator moving, you want to talk about a mating call? You got everybody within 10 miles going, I hear a generator. Somebody's got power. Somebody's got heat. Maybe I can charge my cell phone. And everybody's coming to your door. Do I have any problems with a gas generator? No, I have one. Okay. Is it going to be my primary source? No, it is my backup to my solar generators. It's emergency power. Let's put it that way. Carol Lewis, oh man, I forgot about the giveaway today. Please tell me I didn't win. Okay, you didn't win. We drew your name. You weren't here. I'm kidding. Donna Dozar, I'm new to prepping. Should we start with seeds in the fall or plants that you buy? If you did any gardening last year, okay, and you remember what the cost of the little plants were that you were buying at Walmart, Walmart was getting $4 or $5 for a seedling. All right. To give you an idea, I've got 2,100 and something square feet of garden. I planted, if I can remember some of this, 50 tomato plants, over 100 of each of 5 different types of pepper plants. God, how many bean? I would have spent thousands of dollars on buying little plants at seedlings at Walmart. Absolutely start with seeds, because otherwise you're going to be in the poorhouse. a lot with the price that they want for seedlings, a lot of times you're not going to recoup the price with the vegetables because seedlings will die. Okay. You need to start from seed. You need to learn how to save your own seed and grow from your saved seed over and over and over again. Oh, you kid won habanero gold jelly. There you go. Mary Garrido, will you and Mrs. P ever do a video on canning? What did I do? I just did one a week ago, not even a few days ago, when I was canning the peppers. I'm not a pro to canning or anything like that. I do it, but the reason I say I'm not a pro is because I'll go on and watch Lisa's videos or Wanda's videos or somebody whoever's got a video on what specifically I'm canning, and I will okay, how long do I need to do it? Is there anything different out of the ordinary that I need to do? And I get the information from them. I'm not the expert. The pepper recipe, that was pretty easy. Refrigerator pickles. It's not taking rocket science there to pour some boiling water over a thing and close the lid. But I did the video on canning peppers. So, I mean, I've done a couple of them. It's just I make it abundantly clear to everybody that I am not the expert. Virginia Dooley, is rainwater safe to drink in Massachusetts if they're spraying periodically? I would not drink anything out of your rain barrels unless it had been filtered somehow. For the simple reason is, especially you being in Mass, a lot of the buildings in Mass are old. You've got, asphalt roofs. There's, like you're saying, spraying. We all know aluminum coming out of, these spraying and stuff like that. You're gonna have to use rainwater eventually to drink. You're going to have to treat it somehow. Okay. Oops. How do we win our nation back to 1850 government? I don't want to go back to the 1850s. That means we go through that Civil War all over again. But I know what you're saying. Something's got to give, okay? And I know you guys are sick of me saying this, but honestly, I think as a nation, we are too far gone. And we will wind up breaking up into the communist states of America and the free states of America. And I seriously believe that's what's going to have to happen in this country because there is no compromise anymore. Okay. When you say you voted for Trump, you believe in guns, you don't believe in abortion, you're pro-capital punishment, anything. Racist. You don't come back from that, okay? You can't go, I was kidding. No, you don't come back from that. So, and like I said, again, going down to Knoxville today at the farmer's market and seeing the future of this country, if that generation is the future of this country, we're doomed. It's just simple as that. We are doomed. There were plenty of males there. There weren't any men. I will tell you that. Jane Delaney, thank you for the super chat. Let me see if I can find it down here where I can read it. Oops, was it there? Nope. Hang on. Still looking. I saw it come over on camera, but there it is. I realize the importance of preparedness, what happiness and joy. I'm beginning to lose hope in that regard. You got to find it, okay? And we've talked about this. I think every channel has talked about this at one time or another. You got to prepare for the future, but you've also got to live in the present, okay? You have to enjoy the kids' ballet recital or t-ball game. You have to go watch a movie if there's a good one, okay? Go bowling or enjoy a tailgate party at a football game. Though I saw UT was ahead of Akron 35-0 at halftime. So we're still in the, was it somebody, I saw one of you guys saying that what was it? Ohio State was playing Dayton. Gee, there's a rough. I wonder how that game's going to go. But you got to enjoy some of that. Okay, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, enjoy some of the things that you know that are normal things. Do your prepping. Hopefully, you enjoy getting out and getting your hands dirty and working in the garden or building something or firing weapons or whatever it would be. Hopefully, you enjoy some of that too. But you cannot do this 24/7. You have to step back and smell the roses and go, okay, if there's some crazy act of God and all of a sudden the world goes back to any semblance of normal, all right, I want to remember these times as I did enjoy some of this stuff. Still spend time with friends, spend time with your family, you know, put up your Christmas tree when that time comes around and celebrate the holidays and do whatever. you know, you've got to have you've got to live your life while you have it. None of us is promised tomorrow, and none of us gets yesterday back. All right. Ellen Caneep, maybe. Have I ever made pemmican? No, I have not. April Armio, when I was active in the military, where was the most beautiful place you've ever seen? I didn't see. I mean, trust me, they don't put military bases in pretty places. I mean, Sierra Vista, Arizona is not exactly your beautiful place. El Paso, Texas is not exactly your beautiful place. The most beautiful place I've ever seen in the world, and you're not going there anymore, was Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. Uh, that was stunningly gorgeous. I don't think and I've been a lot of places. There nothing comes close to that. So I've never been in the Alps. I've never been in Australia. So, maybe there's stuff there. But the most beautiful place I've been, Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. I'll tell you, the most beautiful city I've ever been in was probably Krakow in Poland. That was a cool little town. Not little, but I mean, it was, you felt like you were walking through the 17 or 1800s as you walked along there with everything. It was really cool being there. Cynthia Henley, pinball, suggestions on alternate heat for an all-electric apartment if power goes out. In that case, the most important thing I would suggest is go out and get yourself one of those little buddy heaters and those 1 pound canisters of propane. I know they suck because they're expensive right now. Make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector. Okay. But that would be my absolute reason. Okay. That would be your most efficient, cheapest way to go. Okay. Remember, an electric space heater. I know people say, gee, well, I've got my solar generator. I'll run an electric space heater. A 1300 might run one of those tiny little solar or electric space heaters for an hour, maybe. I mean, space heaters suck a lot of power and they're not efficient at all. You want to try to heat with some sort of alternate fuel. Obviously, you don't have a fireplace. You're not going to build a campfire in the middle of your living room. So, a little buddy or something like that would definitely be the way to go. I'm going to go down to the bottom because I saw something again. Short Bus 68, thank you again. Past is past, future a mystery, today is the gift. That's why it's the present. Quote from the Kung Fu Panda. There you go. Okay. I don't know if I'd be quoting Disney, but that was before Disney went completely batshit. Let's see. Okay. A couple of questions I just got. I'm trying to find where I was. Pal says Mock Mill is a great grain mill manufactured in Germany. Okay. Again, I'm not the grain mill. We're out, Mr. and Mrs. Mountaintop Preps, I think, about 13 pounds of wheat today. So they know the grain mills, not me. But there's a perfect example of what I was saying before, many times is nobody can know everything. You're going to have all the knowledge in your group. It's not all going to be in one person's head. Okay. They know a lot about holistic medicine and herbalism and everything like that than I'm ever going to know, grain mills than I'm ever going to know. Chances I probably know a lot more about military strategy than they do. You complement each other. That's the whole point of having, a group. 9:59. One more. Debs, it's my birthday and I'm spending it with Pinball Family. Good way to end the day. Well, happy birthday, Debs. And we'll pop this one in. Janice Holloway. Love the dehydrator you showed. Was there a coupon code? It's in the description under the video. I do not remember what it is off the top of my head. You're going to have to go back and look at it. Shouldn't have a hard time finding it. The thumbnail has a picture of the dehydrator in it. Just look in the description. It's in there. So, all right, guys, it is 10 o'clock. I am exhausted. We will see you all in the morning. Have a great evening. Pinball out.